live.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. It's time for our weekly update.
Yes, and today is no ordinary update. It is packed with so much juice. Who is here? Let us know in the comments. Where do we see the comments?
Here.
We'll give it a few minutes for a few
Let us
people
know
to
if the
join.
volume's okay, you guys.
I see people coming in on Instagram. Volume okay, you guys? We have a really packed, so don't know if this is working. Yeah, there we are. Awesome.
Okay.
We have a packed update, and you know what? We're not going to give you any spoilers. We're just going to wait a minute or so for more people to come in. Make sure you stay because this is a very, very activating update. If you want to get activated, stay. Aya, so nice to see you. Who else is here from the Soul family? I want to connect with Soul family today. Who else? Jeannie, Nancy, Rick.
We have our
Shell.
favorite drinks with us. This is our coconut, lime, turmeric, and what else?
Let me say it my way.
Yeah.
Coconut water, fresh coconut water. This is the best elixir in the world, okay? Try it. You're always gonna like, you can thank me later. So it's fresh coconut water, half or like a quarter teaspoon of spirulina. It's delicious. A little bit of agave, a little bit of turmeric, and a squeeze of lime. We are addicted to this drink. So on that note, salute everyone.
Salute.
Welcome everyone. How's the volume on YouTube? Everything good?
Volume okay on Instagram?
All right, without further ado, let's get started. Guys, honestly, we can no longer contain the excitement in our being. We can no longer contain the excitement of what's going on planet Earth. It literally, and I want to know if any of you feel this way, because for the last week or so, welcome everyone else who's coming in. We haven't started yet. We're still like kind of like in.
We're easing into it.
We're easing into it. So nice to see you all. Dilara, nice to see you, my dear. So basically, what I'm really feeling, and Siman and I have been talking about this for the last few days as well, is what's going on in the world of Ascension, what's going on in the world of the Lightworker collective, especially the ones who are on the Ascending Timelines, is completely different from the narrative that's going on planet Earth. So literally, guys, I'm going to give you a narrative of what I was seeing in my visual, in my psychic vision as I was preparing for this video, okay? I'm not good at this, so bear with me, but it's more like boom, chicka, boom, 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 boom.
That's what it feels
boom,
like,
boom.
truly.
It literally feels like the New Earth trumpets.
It feels like liberation music.
Exactly. It feels like liberation music, New Earth music, sovereignty music, freedom music, happiness music, orgasm music. This is the frequency that this planet is going into. And I want to know, do you guys feel this, or are you still in a timeline that feels chaotic? And it's perfectly fine if you are, because we are giving you a little cheat sheet on where Earth is going. And today's update is packed with exactly such updates.
Yeah, and right now we're in a very interesting period of time. We're in a place in the galaxy where time is behaving a bit wonky, and the galactics call this phase of time that we're passing through the splitting prism of time. And what it really means is that every single one of the 8 billion souls on this planet are going to be experiencing reality differently based on the lens we're wearing. So if you're in a 3D fear narrative lens, you're just watching mainstream news and believing it, you're going to have a different version of reality. On the other extreme, we're experiencing a 5D reality where we've up-leveled our diet, our health, we've balanced, we've removed our survival fears, we've dealt with our emotions, we've opened up our hearts, we've activated our leadership and communication skills.
We've stepped fully into our divine mission.
We've opened up our psychic telepathic abilities, we're channeling, we're connecting with our amazing guides.
And it no longer feels like we're all alone on the planet.
Yeah, and we're getting so many interesting updates for the future of humanity that we're just celebrating right now, and that's the energy we wanted to share
and I
with
love
you guys.
how you said it's leaving our head spinning a bit.
Yeah, things
Honestly.
are moving very fast because
Yes.
we've just jumped into a new timeline recently and we're going to discuss that.
And yesterday I had a call with a marketing manager expert who just landed in our vortex. And at the end of it, she's like, oh my God, I have so much. I'm feeling so activated from this interview call, whatever. She's like, I have to go dance. And I'm like, you're the perfect person for this role. That's what we do. We dance. So guys, honestly, we're over the next 45 minutes or so going to share with you all the downloads that we're getting. The downloads have been off the charts, and the caliber of the downloads has been very different. It literally feels like there is so much galactic attention on the planet right now, and we've received that. So we're going to give you guys literally show you guys all the timelines we're seeing happening on planet Earth right now, and some major events that are being triggered and how momentous all of this is. So you can look at this video, even though it has a very mainstream title, like thumbnail, it literally feels like this is a good news channel. Like that's what we should call our channel, the good news channel, because right now it literally feels like Earth is about to blast out a shitload of good news.
Yeah.
So what I want to also commend all of you guys is so many people are commenting and saying, they're all saying that they have felt the jump.
Yeah, many people are resonating with the same vibration and frequency we're in, and
Yes.
it's really good to see you guys are rising up with the Ascension
Yes.
Timelines, because it's time to dance, it's time to party, it's time to celebrate, and most of humanity doesn't know this yet, but we're going to give everyone, we specialize in connecting all the dots, and today we're going to connect the dots through a galactic perspective of the events that have been unfolding in the mainstream media on Earth right now. A lot of truth is being hidden from the masses, and that needs to be shared. And a lot of progress towards the positive direction has been made in the last couple of weeks. News that has come forward that we wanted to share with you. So stay strapped. And by the end of this update, we have a very, very exciting update on NESARA GESARA, which we'll leave the best for last. So stay with us. Stay tuned.
And don't forget to go to your computer or your phone and hit the like button, because that helps our algorithms. That helps YouTube. And you guys have been doing that. So YouTube had literally, and Instagram, they had stunted our algorithms. And because you guys have been helping and hitting that like button, our last video got 10,000 views on YouTube. So it feels like it's going up. So thank you for that. So we're going to share a couple of things we've seen for the timelines of planet Earth in no specific order. One of the biggest things that was shown to us is that very recently, it was as recent as solstice, which was June 21st, but in the times just past solstice, in this time energy space of the last 2 or 3 weeks, a major galactic timeline switch has gone off. This timeline switch was not part of the plan. It was triggered with, believe it or not, the assassination attempt on Trump. And this is crazy, this is wild. So and this is all the guidance that we're receiving, the downloads that we're getting about this. So we've heard it firsthand from our sources. What they're saying is that Trump and all the lightworkers and all the Earth Alliance members, aka all the people who are here to preserve and protect and safeguard and truly help with the ascension of humanity, we are all under a very powerful protection pact under the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Now, the Cabal had no business messing around with Mr. T and trying to, him, because they violated the whole code. They violated the whole treaty, saying, hey, Earth Alliance and them have signed a treaty, Earth Alliance and the Cabal, saying our members cannot be harmed. I mean, the Galactic Federation and the Cabal. And because they violated that, what the Galactics have been able to do is they were able to step in and turn on what they showed us as a 5D operating system timeline switch for planet Earth, which, by the way, is what is causing all this crazy panic, chaos, excitement, passion, explosions on planet Earth.
Yeah.
You want to say a little bit more about that?
So
this is very exciting news, you guys.
Basically, the way it works is, to be very specific, Trump is under galactic protection because of who he is. Trump has been whether people like it or not, Trump has been chosen as the consensus leader to represent the US nation, the US people. And really, he represents humanity. He represents the entire world, because he's the one leader amongst in our entire history who's actually taking a stand against the Cabal. he's the one who's does not have conflicted interests in politics, and he's a businessman. I get it, he has his own interests, but he is doing a lot of selfless work. And for this reason, there are specific key players, including specific light workers that are completely under the protection of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. And we are granted this protection. You may be under this protection. We definitely feel that we have this protection. We've met our bodyguards even. We've met our galactic bodyguards. They introduced themselves in 2022, known as the White Wing Feline Collective of Sirius B. And they're a feline warrior tribe. And when they come in, they bring the lion army. You can't fuck with them.
Yes.
So basically,
they smell out the rats,
yeah,
like
we're
literally.
the 144,000
Yes.
soldiers, the armies, the light workers of the end times who fulfill the prophecy to deliver freedom to humanity. And this is historic what's happening right now. So the treaty is that all light workers who are fully aligned in their mission and have reached 5D consciousness are not to be touched by the negative forces. And if the negative forces intervene, then the Galactic Federation can intervene directly as well.
With divine intervention.
Because the reason, why is this happening? Why is this so much, we've never seen galactic intervention on this level where literally Trump was saved from an assassination. Why is now the rules being bent and everything being allowed? Because right now, Earth is at a historic turning point.
Yes.
And also because the Dark Ones have used timeline manipulation to break galactic laws, to travel back in time, to manipulate our history, and to create timelines in their favor. This is completely not allowed. They have broken so many galactic laws that now the Galactic Federation of Worlds has got all the reasons and all the clearances they need to directly intervene. But the Galactic Federation can only intervene to the extent that they prevent negative intervention. They're not intervening to create something that humanity doesn't want. They're not interceding on our behalf or overriding our free will. They're only ensuring that our free will is not trampled upon by the negative Dracos, Reptilians, the Zeta Reculi. There's so many negative factions that have teamed up and formed a dark alliance known as the Deep State, the Cabal, and all of these politicians that are playing out on the world stage are just the puppets of these extraterrestrials. And we really have to grasp this concept at this point. We're no longer living in this old paradigm where we think we're the only humans in this universe and there's no life outside. There is political interest in other galaxies that are playing out dramas on planet Earth. So humans need to be fully aware of the comprehensive picture. Otherwise, we'll be like cattle. We'll be like sheep being led from one false god to another.
Yes.
We need to realize that the God is within us and take our power back.
Yes, and activate our intelligence. That's coming in strong. Activate our intelligence. You know what? Right now, our currency is our vibration and also our intelligence. And one of the things that this assassination, this divine intervention caused with this timeline switch of 5D going on, is it's created a very, very strong divergence in the timelines. This is not going to happen very fast, but it's already happening where one is like literally moving towards one direction. They're like fed up with the old ways. They don't want to pay their TA, like their taxes. They just want to move away and just live a life of freedom and happiness and joy. And then there's another timeline saying, where can I sign up? Where can I take this? Where can I just comply? So there's going to be two very, very major timelines. And what we're also being shown is that this timeline switch, and we're going to cover a lot of that in this video, in addition to a few other things that have happened at the same time, all in the last few weeks, is creating like a havoc in a very good way on this planet, because we're literally I have a feeling our next video is literally going to be about first contact, because that's other downloads we're receiving about first contact, and we never receive information on first contact unless it's like about to be time,
unless it's imminent,
unless it's very important for us to be ready for it. So one other thing I want to say before we move on to the next point is, this just dawned on us this morning how many of the last US presidents that were also, when their life was attempted to be taken in an assassination, they all had the same trend. You know how, so basically I wrote this down. So Lincoln was supporting Greenback. They were all fighting for the same thing. They were all fighting to move away from this very 666 inverse matrix control and money hungry and like Cabal dominated financial system to a New Earth NESARA GESARA system. So Lincoln was supporting greenback. Kennedy was supporting silver. Like he was literally saying we need to move to silver. Ronald Reagan was wanting to switch to gold. And what is Trump doing right now? Trump is wanting to shift to crypto.
He's fully endorsing crypto.
And so it came to us that all the presidents have had this one thing in common, the ones whose lives were, attempted. And with Trump, they didn't succeed because there was divine intervention, because there's enough light workers on the planet who've got a level of consciousness that we've said no more. We're now marching, and that's why I did the little drum beat in the beginning, because that's how the momentum of the fucking light is right now. We're force.
On fire right
we're not
now.
an army. We're a force, and we can't be fucked with. We can't be messed with. It's huge, you guys. And we're going to tell you a very major NESARA GESARA update, but in the end, because we want to go in flow. So the second milestone, the second thing that is happening is this Lionsgate portal. So this Lionsgate, which is August 8th, 2024, is a 888, which is August 8th, 2024, adds up to 888. It is a 888.
I'm gonna turn on the lights quick.
Stargate portal. And what we were guided 2 months ago is to create an event in Glastonbury. And this is giving me shivers as I'm saying this. Create an event in Glastonbury where we were told, you'll be told what you're doing later. So we created the website saying, I don't know, this is what's coming in so far, but now we have the full picture. What we're going to do, you guys, I don't know if you've understood the enormity of this. We're literally going in with a series, and I'm going to tell you the science behind it, what we've been downloaded. We're literally going in, Siman and myself with about 75 other light workers coming in from all over the world. They're like, we're feeling the call big time to be there with you. We're going, all of us, combining all of our codes that we carry in us. Not everybody is activated fully yet. It doesn't matter. We're all combining and holding the power of our codes together. And we're doing major land work, grid work, land healing, implant removal. And what we were told specifically in a channeling that you'll find on our YouTube channel, as well as on our Instagram, is that we are going to be helping anchoring a 5D city of light. Like literally, we've all been waiting for New Earth forever, right? What does that look like? This is something I want you to grasp today. New Earth does not happen in a linear way. You know how in Earth right now, if you want to build a building, you have to hire the contractor. It takes so long, like 3-4 years to build a skyscraper. Everything is so slow in 3D, right? 5D things are very fast and time doesn't move linearly. So what they're literally saying is this is how it's going to happen. We've made a long channeling. I won't get into it in detail because we have a lot to cover. But we're literally going there. You see the staffs behind us? This is Siman's staff. That is my staff. We're going to be using our staffs. Already Merlin has been coming in. Merlin and Divine Mother have been coming in every day to literally on the spheres of our balls. They're putting, not our balls.
Crystal balls.
Of the crystal balls on the staffs. They're downloading these New Earth frequencies. So when we go to Glastonbury and Avebury and Stonehenge and literally like through the power of our consciousness, use the staffs in sacred ceremony, what they're saying is all these lights, the pulses will come in through the staff because we humans are not energetically powerful enough to hold the frequency without a master staff that is connected to the higher realms. That's what Merlin has been doing, Divine Mother has been doing. And so what they're saying is the way, so you may wonder, okay, how is New Earth just going to come online like that? It's going to come in energetically. The blueprint of New Earth is being downloaded, and the way they showed us, and you may want to explain that, Siman, is they're showing it as a series of divine 5D overlays. And the best way so why don't you tell them about that?
Okay, so in 3D linear time, the way events progress in a historical fashion is that one event leads to another, leads to another. So that's why we call it linear time. In 5D, in the fifth dimension, where Earth is moving into, time does not work in a linear way. Time works in a very, in a circular way. In time works in spirals. So let's say until July 13th, the assassination attempt day of Trump, we were in a completely different timeline. If that timeline had progressed, our angels actually showed us two different possibilities. The first timeline, which was supposed to happen, which was written in the old history books before July 13th, there was different history. In that history, Trump was supposed to die. Okay, just grasp what I just said for a second. In the normal progression of time, Trump was supposed to die. But because we're in this period where we're in a galactic region called the photon belt, we are in direct communion with the 12th dimension through the great central sun. And Earth is under the influence of very powerful beings of light from all higher dimensions who are now reclaiming Earth as a divine ground, as sacred land, which was illegally taken by these negative beings. So now they're intervening and adding 5D overlays into our timelines to merge Earth with a 5D galactic blueprint of Ascension. So the day of Trump's assassination, if Trump had died, what we were shown, if Trump had died and that was supposed to happen, Biden would have won the election again, and the Cabal would have dragged on this ascension for the next 20 years and made our lives miserable. They're still going to attempt a few things, but it's going to be more difficult for them now that Trump's alive. Due to divine intervention, the Galactics literally inserted a code into the core operating quantum computer of Earth, which is at the core of the Earth. They inserted a new code, and this code, it's like an iOS upgrade for your iPhone. It literally reboots the software system. Remember, recently Microsoft had a worldwide reboot. These reboots are just reflections of what's happening in the higher dimensions. As above, so below. So the Galactics are inserting 5D overlays, which are like pieces of code that upgrade the operating system of Earth from 3D duality, war, separation, greed, hunger, power, all of that. That's the old story. Now the 5D overlays are replacing all of the duality operating system and moving in unity consciousness 144,000 Christed Magdalene codes as our operating system. So we're literally moving into a brand new paradigm. So going back to what I explained about, people think events move linearly, cause and effect, that one event occurs, it causes another event. But what is actually happening right now is unprecedented. It's never happened before in our reality. Higher 5D overlays are creating higher timelines and moving humanity towards a positive direction. And this is directly because Earth is time coded to move into the age of Aquarius since 2012. So this is why you will notice that since 2012, every event that's unfolded on Earth has worked in favor of the light and against the Cabal. It's exposing the Cabal. Why is that? We've said this in many videos in the past. Because of the 5D operating system. The 5D operating system does not support negativity, selfishness, and greed. Anyone that still wants to operate in that old paradigm, like these Cabal who are doing assassinations, they're trying to ban Twitter, they're trying to silence our voice, all of these things are happening, right? It's no secret. Everybody knows about this. But every time they make a move in the negative direction to thwart the freedom of humanity, it blows up in their face. And more people awaken. That's why social media is on fire right now. Everyone's exposing their lies. Everyone's exposing all the conspiracy theories. And the people who used to be laughed at and called conspiracy theorists are now heroes. Because we were like the ones who were logging on to the truth, and we were like being ridiculed even 5 years ago.
Even 2 years ago.
If we said all these things 5 years ago, people would laugh at us. But the same people are now realizing that, holy shit, we're not against each other. We're on the same team. It's humanity versus the reptilians. We're not trying to argue over the truth. We're just trying to uncover the truth.
And let's just soak that in for a moment. Humanity, just like we've been divided with religion, with all kinds of things, like religion is a major divider. Now humanity is going to really wake up to the realization very quickly that it's not Trump versus Biden, it's not Democrat versus Republicans, it's not Hindus versus Christians or any such shit. It really is humanity against the reptilians, against the Dracos, against Anunnaki, against all these factions, negative extraterrestrial factions disguised in human forms as the Cabal maybe, that are here to gain control over the planet. And you see what's happening right now, because the age, the light, the a great awakening is supporting all of this. Biden, they tried to put him in power and now everybody's laughing at him. He's become the circus of the clown of the circus. Everything they tried to do, they tried to take down T, and even that is like, that failed because of divine intervention. So and that also is very deeply connected to our own lives, guys. In this timeline, what do we mean when we say we're getting off the incarnation trap? We're getting off the trap of reincarnation. However, in this lifetime, we're being asked to master all our negative ego traits, because anything negative we put out comes back as instant karma. And so we're here, and karma is a friend because it helps you clear everything. So another thing they told us was that what the work that we do in Avalon, in Glastonbury this year, so many of you know Siman and I are holding a Glastonbury 888 Convergence. It is sold out. Not only is it sold out, you guys, the minute we said sold out on the website, emails have been pouring in. Liara cannot keep up, saying there's so many people who want to now attend. They're like, we missed the call, we missed the close-off date. How can we attend? What can we do? There seems to be a frenzy even more now after the portal doors have closed than when they were open. But this is just to show the power behind this container. And what we're doing is, Stonehenge is the heart chakra of planet Earth. Just like we have chakras, Earth has chakras. And Stonehenge is the heart chakra. Stonehenge is near Glastonbury in UK, where we're going. And we're going to be doing a lot of work in the Stonehenge heart chakra. That's where we're going to be downloading, I have a feeling, the cities of light and whatnot. And what they told us was that the work that we do is going to create an insertion point in the grids of Avalon. So all the work, all the Christ consciousness codes will actually go into the grids of Avalon. And they will then start spreading very rapidly across the planet. So next, we're being guided to go to Egypt. So next year, we're looking into October for the House of Ra Egypt activation tour, where we'll be going to some major temples like the Karnak temple, where we're already getting downloads, activating your Ka light body. These are all ancient Egyptian practices that we used to do in the times of Atlantis, Lemuria, ancient Egypt, and now they're coming back to help fast forward our ascension. So it literally feels like all the work we're doing in Glastonbury is just a measure to, it's just creating this domino effect. That's the best way I can explain it.
We were also shown that after the 888 portal, everything on Earth will change. Things will start moving forward in the Ascension Timelines so quickly, it's going to be mind-boggling, and it's going to be difficult to keep up because there'll be so much news coming out, so many revelations. So stay tuned. We're in one of the most exciting times in our lives, and every single soul who's alive right now signed up for this very moment, this very year. 2024, mark my words, is going to go down in history as like the before and the after inflection point. 2024 is literally going to be year zero of the ascension.
So Katie just asked a really good question. She said, what can we do to help? There are so many emails flooding in saying, we cannot be physically present in Glastonbury. What can we do to help? And I'll tell you real quick, we're not going to be opening up all these very specific, very powerful activations that are coming in for the people physically present. I don't think we're going to be able to open it up live, but we'll see if we're able to record it and maybe, release it later. We're not promising anything, but what you can do, and this is what the guide said, is you can, whenever we go live, we're going to be going live from Avebury, from Stonehenge, from Glastonbury tour. You'll be part of the angelic ceremony with us on August 8th. Mark your dates. We don't know the time yet, but we'll be going up the tour. So the point is, you can hold space with us by getting into ceremony with us, cleansing your energy, making sure you're not on your phone and an irritated energy, lighting a candle, saying world prayers, and really saying we are part of the light. We are protected and illuminated by the light. We are the light, and let's go. We are part of these divine light workers. We're part of the same tribe. We're doing the same work. I'm getting emotional. And when you speak with excitement and when you believe in the cause, I can tell you, you will even start getting the activations from the event. And that's what I want from you. Even though you're not going to be physically present, guys, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the powerful work we're going to be doing in 888. So this blows our mind. There's many things coming in. I won't get into it in detail, but one of the things we're doing is giving them a Divine Mother activation of deep and eternal peace. Because what Divine Mother said to us was, humanity doesn't need a whole bunch of third eye and all these
Masculine
activations. What humanity really needs is to just be held by Mother and loved and bathed in light, and
All
that's
of Mother soldiers are tired and weary, and Mother
Yes.
wants to hold you. Isn't that
Yes.
so sweet? We recently had a visitation from Divine Mother. She literally came in a ceremony. We hold regular plant medicine ceremonies for ourselves because we're shamans. We hold them for the public as well. But in this recent ceremony last week, Divine Mother herself came in, and she literally just cradled us for an hour. It was the most, I felt like I was in the womb. I felt like I was a baby again, and I was being held at such a deep level. My whole nervous system was being reset. And Glastonbury, we were foretold that Divine Mother is going to be giving you guys an activation as well, who are attending there as well.
And
So-
what Divine Mother really said is that it is this is what humanity needs. Siman and I don't realize how exhausted we are, guys. And many of you watching, we've been going at this for so long. I can feel you guys. We've been going at
We're
this,
exhausted at this
working
point.
hard, being the light, like working on our ego, working on our ascension, working in the positive direction of our soul. Many of us are exhausted. And I realized 2 days ago I was exhausted. And that's when Divine Mother came in. I said, I can do only so much, Divine Mother. I'm exhausted. And she came in and she gave me this deep cellular healing. She went into my nervous system very quick, in an hour. Literally, it took an hour. But in that hour, I feel like I got lifetimes and lifetimes worth of healings. And
After that healing, Eldora was literally walking around the house singing, and I was like, "Whoa, what just happened?"
I
Like,
do that a lot.
Before that, it was like a different scenario, but she shifted like. in
yeah,
that
I was
hour.
exhausted before
Yeah.
that. I was just like, my goodness, I need 3 days of doing nothing. And for those of you coming, I want to say this to you, all of you coming are going to be watching this show, I'm sure, this video. Come with gratitude. Come with reverence for the container and all these activations that are so powerfully pouring in. And why do I say that? It's very easy for us to get into bickering. I know our crowd is not. We do not attract the bickerers. We really, really attract the people who are already masters. They're not looking for attention. They're not looking for hugs. They're not looking to be praised. They don't have inferiority that if someone ignores them. We actually attract leaders. We attract masters. We've been shown that a lot of CEOs and CFOs and big visionaries, multimillionaires who are already part of our audience and are experiencing like a spiritual awakening right now, we're being shown that they're going to magnetize to us, and we're to help the CEOs and all these multimillionaires because they're not connected to their guidance. They're powerful beings, but the guides are saying, Eldora and Siman, we need you to connect them to their guidance, activate their light body, teach them how to work with their Merkaba, so that instead of going at 1x this speed, they can go at 144,000x. And I can't even wait for that timeline, but it seems like it's now. And I can tell you that many of the activations you guys are getting for this $2,500 ticket in Glastonbury can very well be part of our $25,000 container. So come with gratitude because, and I'm going to give you guys, before I move on to the next point, a thing that blew our minds. I said to my guides and Siman, I said, holy shit, I'm going to tell you one more activation soon. I said, how are these people, like what is making the people who are coming to Glastonbury, they're paying $2,500, what's making them a vibrational match to such big activations? Like what is it because they're pure of heart? Is it because they're time coded to receive it? What's the reason? And you know what the response the guides gave was? They said, Eldora and Siman, it's because of who you both are becoming. It's because of the consciousness you are embodying. It's because anything you touch right now will have that power. So it's not like they're coming in and they're getting something so powerful. It's just who you are. And this truly blew my mind because it is the truth. I feel it as truth in my body. So they're saying your $25,000 containers will have activations for that container, but just start getting used to the power that's coming through. You want to talk about that Earth Star activation now, or shall we come back to that in the end?
We'll come back to that later.
Okay, there's another quick activation they were telling us. I'll tell you real quick because we have a lot to cover. But what they're saying is that, and this is very important actually, so let's talk about it. They're saying that in Glastonbury this year, Siman and I are going to be activating your Earth Star chakra. Your Earth Star chakra sits just below your feet, and it contains your soul's mission on this planet. It contains your soul's mission. And so we've been told that we are going to be activating your Earth Star chakra in Glastonbury. I have a feeling we're going to do it on the first day. I'm not sure yet. We're getting a lot of downloads. And that, we're going to open up the crystal ball of your Earth Star chakra. B, we're going to infuse it with galactic codes that the Ascended Masters, the angels, and all of them will infuse in your Earth Star ball sphere. Then when you go back to your respective countries after the event, activated and illuminated like crazy, wherever you walk, your Earth Star is going to connect with the Christ consciousness grid on the planet for your individual countries, your individual religions. So let's say your parents are deeply buried in Christianity or like deeply buried in Islam. You're literally going to be walking, talking, what's the word? Light workers that are creating planetary activations for your entire lineage. So this is what is happening. Like, I feel like Glastonbury is like an activation pod, and boom, after that, all of you just disperse and go do your work. Whew! You guys with me so far?
Comment below and let us know how you guys are doing, what's resonating with you.
Okay, so let's see. Hold on, let's get to the next point first. I think we already talked 888. Banks are failing, like real quick, if you want to go into that.
Yeah, let's...
Before I go into the next point, let's just cover a quick updates. It's not the NESARA one yet, right? So basically, banks are failing, money is going obsolete. Like, you know, when you guys watch Star Trek or Star Wars, they often talk about Earth as, oh, when Earth was a money society. And they're like, what do you mean by that? And then they say, remember when Earth had money? That's this time they're talking about, because Earth is not going to have money going forward.
Yeah, so right now in the world financial system, we'll get to NESARA GESARA in a bit, but in the world financial system, huge changes are taking place. The United Kingdom Central Bank had a CHAPS system payment failure, and it caused many large transactions to be paused. This has never happened. Like, this is also like brand new news that some major pauses are happening in the old banking system.
Sorry, what happened? When you read, I can't understand.
The Central Bank of the United Kingdom had a pause in their payment system known as CHAPS.
Okay.
Because of that, large institutional payments were paused for some time.
And this has been happening in Cuba, in Bangladesh. It's been happening.
Different things have been happening.
Right.
In Bangladesh, it's a different things happening. The whole population of Bangladesh is so tired of their corrupt politicians that they're starting an uprising. There's a techie kind of like a hackers group known as the Resistance, and they went and hacked their government's database, their government's websites, and they hacked into the Prime Minister's website, and they replaced the website. If you go there right now, it looks like they put wanted signs of all the top politicians of Bangladesh. They're wanting their heads for all the corruption. And mainly this is happening because the government of Bangladesh keep people in extreme poverty. They don't offer them equal rights or job opportunities. And the government, in retaliation, shut down the internet of the entire country. Okay? So this is not in the mainstream news.
And they don't even know that.
We're only hearing about it because people are telling us that this is happening.
Siman, you know what's hilarious?
Yeah.
The girl who does all our posting schedule, so like our team puts up all our posts for Instagram for the next day. And then this girl in Bangladesh posts these posts. She sent me a message yesterday saying, I'm so sorry I was missing the last week. Our internet server caught fire, and so we didn't have internet. That's all they think it is.
That's the official story.
They don't realize what's happening.
So there's a huge revolution happening. Then the central banks of China are now in trouble. So China, who the whole world thought is like a world superpower, they have the largest number of exports all over the world, their banks are in trouble. And they've put a sanction of like 10, like a very low limit that Chinese people are allowed to withdraw from their ATMs. And they're putting a lot of curfews and restrictions right now. And China, as you know, is also behind an iron curtain. They don't let news get out. So a lot of major things are happening, and this is all taking place because of NESARA and GESARA. The old system is literally being shut down and taken offline slowly. And new system is going to come online soon.
Before I get to the next point, I have a question for you. Siman and I were debating if we should talk about it, and let's just ask you guys the question. So we're feeling like there is a major crypto millionaire boom happening right now. And we want to know from you guys. We are becoming very informed on this. We actually did a $25,000 course last year. We were guided to on crypto and everything. And we've taken all of they teach you a lot of things that you don't need, but we've taken all of that stuff that we learned and we're using every day. And Siman's like, I said to Siman, I said, like, I'm telling my team how to, get into crypto. Like, all my team members have been like buying crypto and everything. And Siman's like, shit, I really think I need to put together like a master class, 6 hour, like it's a 1-day event, teaching people how to go from where they are and take out all their money and move it to other safe, like you can buy gold, you can buy land, you can buy crypto. So if we created a masterclass like this, we're only going to do this if this is a lot of demand, because it's not part of the plan, but we will do it for you. We will create a 1-day Zoom training on how to transition into a crypto millionaire, how to start your crypto portfolio. Would you guys be super interested in it? If yes, say yes here, but more importantly, if you miss it, email us at info@nems.love. So info@nems.love, because if we get a lot of you writing, A, we'll add you to the waiting list, and B, we'll know that, okay, this is in alignment to make this. So this is us really asking you this question. If you guys, Sophia says yes, please. Yeah, if we get a lot of you.
Yeah, we'll monitor our networks and see how many people are interested, and based on that, we might release this course.
Yes.
And the main intention behind releasing this Crypto 101 course is that many light workers have either money stuck in the traditional banking system, or have money to invest in crypto, but they don't know how to get started.
Yes.
So we're planning to just give you enough information in this course that you can save your money and not lose it in the Cabal banking system.
And we'll talk strategy, we'll talk everything that we're using in our life right now, because this is a major jump, guys. And we'll talk about it in a second, but NESARA GESARA is a major jump, and we want you to be fully equipped, because right now the intelligence is a currency that's being called upon right now. Intelligence is very important, because there's a huge opportunity right now. We need to get on board. Okay, the next thing, let's take a breath. Let's align the energy. The third thing they said, we covered 2 things so far of what we're seeing in the timeline. The third thing that's happening, and this many of you may relate. So as Siman and I have been going up in consciousness, and I don't mean this in a rude way or a judgmental way, but what we see, and this is going to happen to you too as you start elevating in your consciousness, humanity starts looking like a bunch of clowns in a circus. Humanity starts looking, or the world starts looking like a circus with real life players. What do I mean by that? I don't mean an ounce of judgment, but I want you to understand what I mean by that. What do I see when I see a joker? What I see is someone that has been imprinted with a lot of what we call false overlays. These false overlays have been literally imprinted upon us in our light bodies and our chakras. And what these false overlays are doing is that they're making us act out of our divinity. They're making us act unconsciously. They're making us say stupid things. They're making us have weird insecurities, weird thoughts. It's almost like our divinity, we know who we are, but we end up saying the wrong things. We're caught in like a lot of these, like we want to do what's right for us, but there's a lot of pull to do the opposite thing, because these are false overlays. So what we're being shown, and this is huge for humanity, in 888, a major healing. For some reason, this is actually coming in very, very strong. And this is why the guide said that after the 888 Glastonbury Convergence in Glastonbury with us this year, what they're saying is that you will have a holy shit, I feel like myself again kind of moment. And what they mean is your soul's going to feel like, after all those years of amnesia, I finally feel like myself again, because all these false overlays are going to be lifted off of you. And this is happening at a galactic level for all of humanity at different levels. So you might start wondering if something's wrong with you sometimes. Like you might say, okay, one day I behave like this, one day I behave like that. Allow it. Don't judge it. Your false overlays are coming off. And as these overlays are coming off, many of you are feeling confused. You're having personality crisis, like, okay, who am I? What am I? Like, what am I even striving for? Don't judge yourself. Allow it, because this is major. And you know how these false overlays affect you? We've given many, many healings. So Siman and I teach this in our Metatronic quantum healing. That's again, by the way, our vortex guys, sorry to go off tangent, right now, like the whole world is crashing, economy crashing. Metatronic Healers Academy already has 15 people signed up with deposit, and we haven't even announced the price yet. And they're like, here's our 1111 deposit, we want to make sure we're in. So if you're one of them who wants to be trained by us, most likely this year, end of this year, for our Metatronic level 1, write to us, info@nems.log. We'll add you to the wait list, or you can do a deposit, whatever. But we teach all this, like how to remove overlays, and this is something that's going to accelerate you very fast. And the guides are saying that you guys, even though you're not coming, humanity's overlays are coming off at different levels. So you're going to start to see this very, very, very clearly. What else, Siman?
Let me see.
I guess the next thing is the NESARA GESARA update.
Yeah. So right now, from what we've been shown is that all central banks, this is common news, you can look it up, TikTok's on fire with this news, all central banks are slowly deciding to use Ripple as their reserve currency. And
okay, hold on. What are we talking about? I missed that part. What is this about?
So this is the NESARA GESARA update.
Okay, so first of all, my guides literally said to me before this transmission, they're saying, Eldora, when you talk to people about NESARA GESARA, get them excited. So like literally they want us to feel excitement, because excitement is a very high frequency.
Yeah, so first let's tell them the news, and then
fine,
we'll tell
then
them
we'll
what
party.
it means for humanity.
Fine.
Yeah. So right now, if you're not educated on crypto, you're going to be losing out big time. I'm going to say that first. If you're not up to date on where big institutions are putting their money, you're going to miss out big time. If you have money, if you have large sums of money stuck in the traditional banking system owned by the central banks, which are the private bankers, you're going to lose out big time. What's happening behind the scenes is that there's a new act that was passed that was revolutionary for humanity. Okay, this new act is called the FIT 21 Act. It's called, I don't know what it stands for, but it's called FIT 21. Google it. What it basically means, it's the biggest legislation that has been passed in favor of decentralized crypto. Because of the FIT 21 Act, US citizens can now own crypto in their own decentralized private wallets. I'm going to tell you what that means in a minute. The Security and Exchange Commission was going hard after crypto adoption. The Security and Exchange Commission is like the watchdog. They're like the private cabal watchdog that doesn't allow anything to happen in the economy that benefits the common people. And they want to make sure all laws are in accordance that make the rich richer. That's how the system's set up. It's like a house of cards. So the Security and Exchange Commission saw Ripple, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these cryptos coming up as a huge liability for the private banking system, because they could not control it. They cannot hack it, they cannot control it. So they were trying to pass legislation to deem XRP Ripple as a security so they could fully control it and take power away from the people. So people cannot get rich from their own investments, and they can start putting all these restrictions on us. Because of the FIT 21 Act, this is no longer happening. The SEC has spent more than $20 million, or is it $200 million? Something ridiculous like that over the last 4 or 5 years. And they're on the brink of losing, and the courts are going to give a judgment against the SEC. How's that even possible? How's that even possible that the US government passes a law that's in favor of decentralized money? The only way this is possible is because of the narrative that we have been telling you guys, is that the light is in power, the Earth Alliance is moving things behind the scenes, they are allowing the freedom, the financial freedom to be passed on to humanity. This has never happened, you guys. Because of this act, it literally means that another aspect of what is happening is that all central banks are moving money away from their traditional banking system and starting exchanging through Ripple. Russia is one of the first countries who are going to start paying for foreign investments and trade in Ripple. And many banks have done test transactions at the moment. And what they're deciding is that Ripple, the world consensus is that Ripple is going to be the kind of like reserve currency, and the US dollar is basically trash already. Because of the high amount of debt that the US economy has incurred, the US dollar is trash. All fiat currencies like the Great British Pound, basically all the fiat currencies that are linked to the US dollars are in a free fall right now. You're not being told this in the mainstream news because they don't want to cause mass panic. If people knew this news, you would go to the bank and withdraw all your money today. You wouldn't wait.
And what would they do with it?
And what you would do is convert your money to crypto.
Or to gold or silver or land.
I don't want you to take this lightly. I don't want you to take this lightly.
Hold on. But we're not
financial.
Yes.
We're not financial advisors, and this is not financial advice. We're only telling you the news that we've heard
and how
doing. We are acting.
Yes.
In accordance with the news.
And just like everything in life, there's always a risk. With no matter what you do, there's always a risk.
In the crypto market,
there's a lot of risk.
It's like wild, wild west. Yeah. Like you invest in the wrong coin, you can go dipshit.
Yeah.
If you invest in the right property, right coin, and you know how to hold it for the right amount of time, then you can become a multi-millionaire. And this period of history is going to create many, 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 many millionaires. So do let us know if you're interested in the Crypto Basics 101 course, where we're literally going to teach you how to have your own wallets and do your own investments. We're not going to give financial advice,
but we'll do strategy as well.
You'll be equipped enough to know how to go about it, and you won't be confused anymore.
And honestly, this is not something we want to do unless there's demand. So if you guys say yes, and there's like enough people who are serious, we're not going to offer anything for free. We don't work that way. So if you're like not going to pay for it, don't even bother emailing us. But if this is something that has enough demand of serious people who are willing to pull out their credit card and say, okay, we want this info, we will create something for you to help you out.
There's another myth I wanted to debunk. Ronnie Rocker said, I thought GESARA takes care of everything. No, it does not. NESARA GESARA is not going to land on your doorsteps and tell you you're a millionaire. You have to use your own brains.
Yes.
You have to educate yourself. You have to take actions. There's going to be many winners in the economy in the next couple of months or next couple of years, and there's going to be many people left behind.
Yes.
The choice is yours, but really, guys, I'm urging you to educate yourself. If not anything, like start watching some free tutorials and really wrap your head around this, because you do not want to be left behind. Many people are asking, we don't have money, we're broke, we're poor, we're struggling. I completely empathize with you. We've been there. Honestly, we've been there a couple of times in our life. We've had a few close calls with bankruptcy, but at the end of the day, it's all about your mindset. It's all about how you pick yourself up and educate yourself and equip yourself with the knowledge you need. And really there's no reason for you to be left behind, and it's not too late. People think, oh, crypto was like 10 years ago, that gold rush is gone.
It's just starting now.
It's just starting, guys.
Yes.
It hasn't even begun
And
yet.
I just want to say that when you are bankrupt or when you're like really hitting rock bottom, it's an opportunity for you to realize, what the hell am I doing wrong? Because this world is so abundant. How did we go from being bankrupt to now being multimillionaires? We did it by activating our leadership, activating our desire, activating our need for change. In the time when we were broke is when we did this $25,000 course. It was so much money for us. Remember when we paid $25,000, we're like, shit, we don't want to part with it, but that's how much a course in crypto costs. We said we're going to do it because that now has given us the financial freedom to go on with our lives. And I'm so happy we didn't forget this major point.
Yeah.
That
oh yeah, that's the most important one.
Go ahead.
So before we leave, we wanted to tell you that the last bit of update that we've received is that this fall the Cabal are planning a major world scare event. Many people have been knowing this, many people have been feeling this in their consciousness, but now it's no longer a myth. I'm basing this based on an update from Russia's President Putin, who said that the deep state is currently creating a narrative to release a bird virus or a bird flu that's on the level of COVID or higher. And the reason they're doing this is to thwart the election. Okay, so my understanding is, I don't know if this is actually going to happen. Many dark psyops are planned, but they never actually execute. if this bird flu virus is executed, what their game plan is that they keep everyone at home, just how they locked us up in COVID, and they use mail-in ballots for the election. Once people start mailing in their ballots, it's very easy to create election fraud. This was done during the Trump-Biden election run last time. This is how Biden illegally won through vote tampering because of the mail-in ballots. They literally overnight took millions of ballots in favor of Biden and dumped them in the electoral polls. And there's a lot of evidence that has not even been addressed yet, that's going to be addressed in the world courts in the future. But this is their game plan. How do I see this playing out? I see this backfiring. I see that right now the Cabal are desperate. Right now these deep state Cabal are desperate. They have very few options at their fingertips. They're up against an awakening population of humanity. They're up against 200 million lightworkers and many more waking up on a daily basis and calling their bullshit. We're not buying their shit anymore. And if they start another pandemic, people
circus.
are wise. People already know that the last pandemic was fully engineered and they're not going to stand for another pandemic. And if it is created, I think there's just going to be an uprising.
There's going to be a mass.
It's going to unite humanity.
Yes.
And by 2025, we'll literally be in the House of Ra party timelines. We'll literally be celebrating. Humanity will have risen up. Millions and millions more would have awakened. It'll be NESARA GESARA time. People will be becoming multi-millionaires over the next couple of years.
And that's what we mean by the timeline divergence. One timeline will be like, oh my God, doomsday, wearing masks, or whatever the case is. And one timeline, we're going to be partying. Come to party with us in House of Ra. We're aiming for April of next year, like in a few months. House of Ra Ascension Festival, we'll talk about that later, but it's like the party of all parties. Activates you, we dance, we do DNA activations. People connect at a deep level. We do all kinds of Mayan ceremonies. We do yoga on the beach, and our venue is right on the beach. It's like something that, and we're going to be doing all of this land work in Tulum. We're going to be doing it in Egypt. So for those of you who can't come to Glastonbury, I know I've been receiving all your emails, and my team has been telling me, don't let this dishearten you that you didn't make it to this one or you couldn't afford it. There's going to be lots of chances, and I'm sending you blessings of abundance because every single one of us deserves the abundance that we're born for. We just have to act on it, and we have to open up our timeline. We have to open up our mentality, our thinking to align to the vibration of abundance. That's how simple it is. You can't be a millionaire or a multimillionaire if you're buried in victim consciousness and you don't have the capacity to handle wealth, handle abundance. You need the capacity to handle your wealth, and that is all mindset. Once you clear your mindset, everything shifts. On that note, I have a final announcement. It just came to me, I had forgotten. This Saturday, we're doing an epic event at the New Earth Mystery School. It's going to be a 2.5-hour live event on Zoom. And if you miss it live, you'll be given the replay to watch after any number of times. And what we're going to be doing is a activate your psychic and telepathic senses workshop. Many of you may think, what is this word psychic? Like, what does that mean? Does it mean it's a fortune teller? What is this? Like, you know, when I had my awakening, I was still very early on awake, and psychics would tell me, oh my God, Eldora, you're going to be a very big psychic. And I'd think, what does that mean? I would literally think, does that mean I'm going to be a fortune teller? I didn't know what psychic meant. This was before when I wasn't psychic.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and I'm extremely psychic. Saman sometimes is like, being psychic at my level, honestly, can be a blessing, and sometimes it can be a curse. Why? I see everything in people. I can see everything. So sometimes it's like hard to deal with all of that energy, but then you learn to be detached and you learn to be non-judgmental. And you also need to just have this energy of unconditional love. But every single one of you is psychic. What psychic means is the ability to just have this multi-dimensional perspective on everything happening in your life, and being able to move through your life almost like there's like these boulders. There's like this game where you're not supposed to touch the boulders. You're supposed to go through the mines and the minefield and reach the other end. And how do you do it without guidance? How do you do it when your telepathic centers are shut off? How do you do it when your higher chakras are not even open to the light? So what we're going to be doing this Saturday is we're going to be doing a full-fledged workshop on activating some of your clairs, like the clairsentient, your clairaudience. We're going to identify which, you know, you're strongest in. We're going to have a little talk about this, and then we're going to give you an activation to activate some of your higher chakras and attune your psychic and telepathic gifts, because every single one of us is psychic. Maybe you need to practice a little to get as psychic as some of the biggest psychics, but you have to start somewhere. And this is a great place to start. So for those of you who want to sign up, just go to our website, which is www.nems.love, which is NEMS.love. And you'll see at the bottom, you'll see activate your psychic and telepathic gifts. You join us there, we'll see you there. And guys, I just want to end by saying this is the time you take action in life, not just with NEMS or coming to Glastonbury or coming to House of Ra Tulum or coming to the House of Ra activation in Egypt. It's not just that. Right now, these events are major activation pods that are being hosted by two very pure, loving, embodied beings, such as Siman and myself. And because we're embodied in our humility and in our love, a lot of assistance is flowing through us. So use these events as trampolines and really act on these opportunities. Anywhere in your life you see an opportunity to ascend and evolve, act on it. Because if you spend $5, the rewards will be 500,000. If you spend 5,000, the rewards will be 5 million. I am not making this up. Right now, time and money is not working linearly. It is time to invest in yourself like never before. On that note, I will see you guys on Saturday. Share this video, please, everywhere. Share, share, share. We love you guys so much.
Thank
Have
you for listening.
an incredible weekend. And in less than a week, we fly to London. So maybe our next update will be from London. We don't know. Or maybe one will do before that. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Take
Love
care.
you.
See you guys soon.
End broadcast.